Cancer, this is your reading for the month of August. I'm doing these a little bit differently because I started a Patreon page. So this is a general reading. So as usual, take what resonates, leave the rest. And if this does resonate, I would suggest you check out the Patreon page. And I'll put that in the link below. And that way you can check out the extended reading of this. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to be doing this a little differently. I'm going to pull some cards for you. For all the other signs, I've been doing energy checks first off. But for yours, I kind of got to use a different deck, a mystical healing reading cards. And sometimes it's an energy check and sometimes it's other stuff. So we'll see. But I'll pull from there. And then we'll do a basic past, present, future. And then a look at your current block, what is blocking you from being at your highest potential right now. And then in the Patreon, the extended reading, there'll be the general action plan based off that. And then a love, past, present, future. A love, past person, and new person, if there is a new person coming forward. If there's not a new person you're dealing with, it could also just be the energy that you would be attracting at this point. The type of person, the type of people. And then from there, a love action plan. Again, if you're not looking for your love, if you're not trying to find any relationship, it would be basically the best way to grow, heal yourself, work on yourself, in order to bring in the best energy, bring in that loving energy, whether that's romantic love or just in general, a higher vibrational loving energy, and those kind of people around you in your life. So as usual, I'll also start, I forgot to say, with a vision that I had during my meditation time for you. Also, like I said, this is for Cancer for the month of August. It's Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, or Venus. But really, I mean, if you have Cancer in your Sun, Moon, or Rising, it'll definitely be, pertaining to you. Any of those, really. Also, I'll put in the description a link to a site where they do, it's just a free site where you can check out your, figure out your birth chart. And that way you can look at other readings on this channel. And just get a better picture as to what your tarot reading for the month of August is based off of your other planetary positions as well. You'll have to excuse me, I'm like really feeling out of it today, but I wanted to do this for you guys. So the vision I got for you guys was, it's like there's it's like a candle that's in a dish, and it's full of decorative crystal, like rock bead pebble type things. Those decorative ones. And then the idea that the candle doesn't really feel stable in there. So it's kind of like, you need to make a choice. It's either the candle or the beads, or, the candle without the bead. It's that sort of thing. It's kind of, it's weird. Or maybe using something else that is more stable. I don't know. But also, a choice as to what effect you're looking for. Are you looking for just that pretty, those beads, or are you trying to actually have the purpose and the intention that can come from a candle as well? So let's go ahead and pull cards from this deck that I got to use for you. Spirit, God, Universe, what do you have to show Cancer for the month of August? And if it is an energy check, please make that clear too. What does Cancer need to see for the month of August, especially in regards to the vision so far? What does Cancer need to see for the month of August? Wow. show self-respect and embrace meditation. I mean, that's a pretty clear message. I mean, just going by the words here. I don't usually just do that though. But it's like, you know, meditation is like also can be a form of self-love. It's like allowing yourself that rest, allowing yourself that time to go inwards. And this is saying show self-respect. Like, really, I want to say utilize the gifts you've been given. Not saying that that's what that means, but it says a soul invictus. And these cards feel very connected. And I think, what is that, like an eclipse right there? I think, I don't know. There's a sun there, the soul, sun as well. Sun here, sun and moon. So it's like, okay, well, your awake time, you can show self-respect. I'm not saying you only meditate at night, but, and then it's like when you close your eyes, you know, it's like you embrace your intuition. You start opening yourself up to what you can't physically see, but you can spiritually see. I'm trying to see there's more to this for you guys. So some of you guys are really needing to just really show self-respect and embrace meditation. Maybe for some of you, there might be a group of you that it's been hard to embrace meditation, and the first step to doing that is starting to respect yourself, starting to give yourself that time or give yourself that allowance, because maybe it's like, I feel like for some of you, like, there might be limiting beliefs of you're not worthy of this, you're not worthy of that, and kind of just like, I don't know, I just feel like this energy of you might be being carried, like say by the universe or by, you know, opportunities that God puts in your path, you know, the Spirit, God, universe puts in your path. And you might see it instead like you're stepping on them, like you're a burden to them, you're putting your weight on them, and it's like not good in your mind the way you see it, even though really that was created in the first place for you to be able to stand. So some of you guys, there's an element of needing to see like your worth in the moment of everything falling into place. It's like as everything falls into place, you don't just say, oh, well, everything fell into place and everything's so great except for me. I'm not saying that that's all you guys are doing, but it's really understanding that when everything falls into place, maybe it's all into the place for you. You know, maybe Spirit, God, universe is trying to do this for you because of how important or how wonderful you are and how loved you are, you know? It's, you know, show yourself the same respect that it seems like is being shown you by the universe, but you might be just seeing it instead as you await on the universe, if that makes sense. And then from that place, when you start cutting out limiting beliefs and changing that stuff that is making yourself feel like a burden, that when you go to meditation time, you're like, what, why me? Like, I can't do anything good here. This isn't, you know, then you'll actually be able to start embracing the meditation, embracing the rest, embracing the surrender, embracing the being carried and being held in that state, that spiritual state. I hope that's resonating for you guys. I can totally see what it's saying. In regards to the vision, I mean, knowing what you're dealing with, it's like, you know, you got the candle. Are you trying to do something in yourself, or is this, it didn't feel stable, but that might be because you don't feel stable. You know, that was the weird thing in the vision. It didn't feel stable, but I kept telling myself, don't some people do this and it works just fine? Like, it's like, it might not feel stable because of your own fears of your weight on things, not because you actually are a burden or have a weight on things. You know what I mean? So as you clear that away, you're able to actually see, okay, what do I want to do? Am I using these beads or am I using the candle? Is the candle going to be by itself, or what am I going to do? But you can actually hear yourself more clearly instead of the almost like guilt trips and fears that I feel like saying for some of you guys that you're not doing enough. Sometimes maybe when you are carried, you kind of beat yourself up for that and feel like, oh, well, it's that's like evidence that you're not doing it, that you're not doing enough. And some of the you being carried has nothing to do with you. It's just the circumstances and the way the universe works. But each time that happens, it's like you've kind of questioned, like, oh, okay, your own worth. Like, obviously, I can't handle myself in that. And even if you're not consciously doing that, like, there might be some of you that is like, in that moment, like, it's almost like affirming for yourself those negative thought patterns that you can't really do it. And it's, again, not because you are actually a burden, not because you are a weight on anything, not because you can't do it, but rather just because you're being blessed in the moment. And instead of trying to make yourself pay for that blessing, you're supposed to rest in it, trust in it, and embrace it. And then embrace that meditation, embrace that going into yourself and really seeing your inner light. Okay, so then we're going to do a past, present, future. This is a deck I try to avoid using because the suits are really crazy all over the place, but I got to use it for you, so we are going to do it. Yeah. Spirit, God, universe, what message do you have for Cancer for the month of August, especially in regards to the vision? And the readings so far, the cards so far. What do you have to show them about their past, present, and their near future? In the month, like the future that's when you're in the month of August, when they watch this. I don't pull reversals, so, or I don't read reversals, right, when I pull a reversal. I just want to say some of you guys might also be questioning yourselves when you do something that you just say you don't do. Like, you might, again, use that to beat up on yourself instead of just seeing it as, like, especially like something like that innocent. It just feels like some of you guys are really beating up on yourselves for things that have nothing to do with anything that's in your control. Okay, 7 of Scrolls. Yeah, the suits are crazy in this. Let me double check really quick in the book. So 7 of Swords, the light of the world, so it's just like the world card. The 6 of Wands. The King of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. The King of Cups. The Tower. 6 of Pentacles. and the Empress. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little. Let me close my blinds a little. Okay. That's always weird, this deck, working with it. So in the past, we've got the 7 of Swords, the World card, and the 6 of Wands. It's funny because I feel like this is like a state of, these are 2 different states, and the 7 of Swords is kind of, different people read it differently. Some people read it like a need to, it's like the Thief card, you know, to take and, you know, but also I like to read it as doing what you can, putting things out there, whatever it is, even if you don't have the support. So, you know, kind of venturing, trekking on your own in that, in a venture or in a communication thing. Communication, creativity, passion, World card. So it's like either do it on my own, what I'm going to do, what I want to do, or 6 of Wands, which is kind of a leadership, a joy in leading people, and I want to say serving. It's not a serving specifically card, but I feel like for you guys, there might be a joy in serving and, you know, serving people with your leadership. You guys might be looking at it that way. And building the foundation of that leadership. So it seems like it's like, I'm just going to do things myself and not worry about anybody else and just do what I want to do, or pay attention to how I'm affecting others. And again, like I said, serving others in this leadership. So some of you guys, even in your leadership sense, kind of think of it as serving others, even whether you are in a position of leadership or whether that's just how you look at what you want leadership to be, or you think it has to be from you, is it's for others. So there's an element of, again, kind of you're missing in it where, I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling like you serve others in your leadership, but if it comes to a place of, because of your desire to please, then suddenly your leadership is just trying to make sure everyone likes your rules, or everyone is okay with being told to do this or to go here, or to, it feels almost like an unbalanced, whether you guys are parents or not, it feels like an unbalanced parent situation where it's like the idea of leading and the joy of leading for you, you feel like needs to come from you being allowed to lead the people you're leading. And sometimes to the point of pleasing them, to the point of seeking their approval and seeking to please them because you've kind of not had your own self-respect. And I feel like that's why this past time you've kind of struggled a little bit, is with the World card, the way I like to read it, it can be a finishing of a completion. Let me see if I read it this. It would be okay, so I'm going to read it 2 different ways. There might be 2 groups here, okay? If I read it like that, it's in the past, you know, tried to do things on your own and you were like, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And that cycle ended. I feel like you might have had opportunity knocking at your door and people ready to help you or things like that, but ultimately you just always felt alone. I know the cat's right there, but I just feel like something about that makes me feel alone. So you might have had this, but that cycle ended with you feeling alone and feeling like, okay, well, what now? Like, if I'm never gonna have people's not acceptance, not approval, support, then what now? Like, I'm just alone in this? And then you decided to shift gears and say, okay, fine, then I'm going to try to lead people. I'm going to try to be a leader. I'm going to try to do this with joy and gusto, like with like this water running down and just flow in this and all that. But again, from a heart of you haven't been seeing it. You hadn't been seeing, or okay, whatever, maybe you hadn't been seeing it. A heart of, well, I want to please people. So I'm going to lead people, but if they don't like this and they don't like that and they don't like this I'm leading them to, then I need to change this and I need to change that. And again, this lack of stability in your character, in your purpose in leading, in your purpose in general, because it's dependent on pleasing the people around you. So you kind of were in that. That was one group. The other group of you, while your cycle goes back and forth between these two, of, okay, I'm just going to do it and do what I want to do versus I'm going to try to lead other people. And that's just the two different phases in the world card. The world card, the way I like to see it is it's like different things happening different times. And the idea that like on one side there might be this going on, another side might be this. And the main thing is you are able to complete the cycle and everything goes through once you start making peace with the fact that things change and what you see in the moment isn't the big picture, but like, you know what I mean? Once you start making peace with the fact that sometimes there's going to be good days, sometimes there's going to be bad days, and you actually allow that good energy and that healing energy and just everything to come through to where you start kind of accepting the help that the universe is trying to send your way in that situation, whatever that may be. So one group of you, this is two phases. The other group of you, this is where you were. Then you decided you were too alone in it. And then you decided this, but then it's almost like from being alone, you're still looking for that person to like come and support you. So in this place of leading and leadership, you're still kind of like, okay, well, I need to make sure everyone likes me. You know, it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just trying to be everyone's best friend and boss at the same time, and ultimately ends up making you not being true to yourself, because it's like, well, are you surrendering to knowing that you're not a burden, so therefore you don't need to please anyone, and you can actually lead and, you know, bring light to people whether they know it in the moment or not? Or are you going into this place of, oh, I didn't mean to say it that way, but basically, is that what you're doing? Or like, you know what I mean? Because it's just tied with that is what I was seeing. The present, King of Wands. So authority and gosh, it's crazy. I want to say some of you guys intuition. Generally, it's creative and passionate endeavors. But some of you guys may be dabbling in like an authority in intuition, like shining over you. Maybe in this season, you guys feel extra intuitive. And maybe that's what you're using to have this feeling and raise yourself up beyond what you've normally been limited at, to saying, okay, no, I can have authority in these things. I can see myself as capable, beyond capable, because ultimately, you know, you're wanting to, it's like you believe that there's more for you and there's more, even though, you know, you've had these limiting beliefs of, you know, what a burden you can be, even though that's not true, but you've believed that there's more for you. And so you kind of like are trying to go back and be like, okay, let me cross my T's, dot my I's. Let me try to figure out like what I can change to make this work. It's like you did this, it didn't work, at least in your mind. So now you're doing this, or then you were doing this. And so, you know, it's like you're taking that and you're saying, okay, I'm going to have authority. I feel like authority and influence, or not influence, authority and the passionate and creative, in order to make this ascent, in order to keep yourself, have the drive, tell yourself, you know, you have that authority in order to have the drive to climb this mountain of needing to really, like, I feel like it's a mountain because when you, okay, sorry, I keep going back on my words, but when you go to this place of thinking you're a burden and feeling guilty and like feeling guilty and all that, it's hard to make yourself feel like it's worth going to that trip. It's worth climbing that for yourself. It's hard to make you feel like the work that it's going to take to go back to the drawing board or to even look at yourself and see what you may be doing right or wrong because you've been so hard on yourself and you've been taking it so harshly. This isn't a thing you've been wanting to do. You haven't been wanting to go back to the drawing board and see what you can change. Not because you're above that or because you think you're perfect, but because you've been so hard on yourself that it's been scary for you to think that you have to change things, because it's, for a lot of you, it's come with this energy and this negative self-talk of, well, that means you can't do anything right. And whether that's your talk or whether someone else said that to you and you don't subscribe to that at all, it reminds you of that state. And so you haven't been willing to climb this. So literally, you know you need to. So you're taking this momentum, this energy, and saying you have this authority in these creative and passionate pursuits. And you're saying, this is what I'm going to be passionate about. And like in the intuitive and the spiritual, and you're going to grow yourself. You know, that's like what you're saying. And then in doing that, you know, again, you start having, it's almost like you open up a key. I know this says a key, but it's like when you go here with this, then you open up this authority. Now, this was authority, remember, in the creative and passionate pursuits. But then you open up this authority in emotional and intuitive. So you had some intuitive shining on you, giving you a taste, but then you really start going into having authority in that realm once you're able to adjust and really, I feel like, also take in the good, take in the journey, see things for what they were, even if it means seeing that you need to adjust things and change things in your approach. And then that allows you to have that emotional release, that honesty with yourself, so that you can actually start walking in your power of emotional and intuitive things, connections. And it deepens your connections with other people. And like, he's got the roses here, and it's like he could easily have like these flowers, and there's nothing wrong with these flowers, but he's bringing something that isn't there normally. So it's like you start bringing to the table your things, your gifts, things that have your individual fingerprint, because you stop being afraid of your fingerprint being this burden, and you start really shining as you. And then for the future, near future, it's a Tower moment for sure. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Tower cards. I actually really like the Tower card, because I mean, the Tower card just shows that what you've been comfortable in and resting in, and almost to the point to where you kind of, you know, got too comfortable a lot of times and made it to where your peace a lot of times was dependent on that tower and being comfy in there. That starts crumbling, because the universe is trying to show you that you don't need that tower to be comfortable. And as you let go of that energy and let go of that need for that tower, suddenly a new door opens, something better opens for you to actually be able to, for you to be able to thrive in your new self. You know, you don't want to be caught in the ruins. This is all old stuff. This isn't where you belong anymore. So it's like, it starts showing you what you need to move forward out of as it starts crumbling, because it's no longer serving you. And then you come back to, you went from the 7 of keys, now the 6 of keys, 6 of pentacles, of really, I mean, 6 of Pentacles is really like a giving card. It's about giving. Again, we got this moon here, intuitive, and also, I mean, the moon, like obviously Cancer, as shining on you type thing. I feel like it's shining on you. So even if you have this like light in here, it's like you keep this door, this window open so you can like you still have access to your clear elements, to who you are, to your fingerprint. And from there, you pour into your creation, whether it's I feel like it's not a mask, but it's like for you guys, it's like a moment in time. And this new place, it's like just like to commemorate where you are, to remind yourself like how far you can come. And it's like you have this energy to really just say, I can pour out and I can trust. It's almost like, I don't know if you understand, but like as an artist, a lot of times, if you're really, if you're a really big perfectionist, it's hard to feel like you can do art and you can put out art and it's not going to go anywhere. And I don't mean not going to go anywhere, but like get messed up. So it's like sometimes you can say, okay, I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm not going to have any purpose for this art that I'm putting out. But then as you do it, you start seeing how much of yourself goes into it. And after a while, suddenly it becomes purposeful, where you're like, this needs to work. This has to look beautiful. And it's like, you might have started out saying, okay, this is going to be a trash piece. I have total freedom to do whatever. But the more you utilize that freedom, the more you were like, no, this is amazing. And then it's really hard to just let go. And so where I'm going with this is part of the Six of Pentacles is a giving spirit, with this energy, this knowledge that you come from a place of abundance. You come from a place of getting it back. You come from a place of not needing to worry about the lack. It's like the more you give, the more in position you are to receive from the future, Okay, some of you guys from your future selves. But no, from the universe, from Spirit God universe. So I feel like this is like putting like a little like moment in time and commemorating the moment. And there's no worry or fear of, okay, well, I'm just wasting time. I could be working on something more important, because now is the time to really start. Like, it's like this energy again of not worrying about wasting your time anymore, because you understand your fingerprint is on everything, and then this beauty is just going to flow. So you just almost start, it's without this, it's the opposite of this. It's the opposite of the burden energy. It's the opposite of the fear of not being accepted. It's the opposite of all that. And just truly just putting your work out there and allowing it to grow, because you're not, I want to say, suffocating it with the fear that you have to do this, otherwise it won't grow. I don't know how to explain that other than what I just did. But yeah, and it's the opposite of that perfectionist mentality in art of this time has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. It's like, no, you just start putting out perfection because you trust it will be, you know? And then you know the next thing you put can be perfection. So again, it doesn't even matter if it's going to be utilized. It doesn't even matter if it's just a moment in time of that moment. And some of you guys are using this to manifest a lover or what you want in a relationship, or what you want, what you want. And some of you guys, it's like, this is you being created, and you're being created as your best self. And it's like, this is Spirit God universe. And it's like, you put yourself in position to be blessed and molded and grown into this place, because you're actually in a place to receive and trust and surrender. What is it? Surrender in meditation. Embrace meditation. It's like you're embracing the meditation. And And then, yeah, and then you come to this place of the Empress. The Empress is like, it's creative energy. It's creative energy, but it's also like a mothering, nurturing energy. But it's nurturing to the point of, like, it's not just nurturing and then, okay, we're good, we nurture. It's nurturing to the point of bringing a creation to its best possible self. You know, and I feel like for some of you guys, nurturing to bring creation to its best possible self so that it can breed more creation or nurture more others. So those of you that this is a mother situation, you're dealing with yourself as a mother, like this is, again, ultimately, like you grow in this, you grow in that, you connect to that ability in yourself to nurture, to heal. I feel like to sing for some of you guys, to reach out to others, to it's almost like the butterfly wings flapping and it changes other stuff. So it's like it like changes the atmosphere. You start changing the atmosphere around you instead of waiting for somebody to approve of you. Whew, okay, as far as people in your lives, air sign, fire, air, fire, water. You know, there's not... Oh, and then earth. So yeah, I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, you could do... It could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, yeah, and Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, that you're dealing with people. I'm trying to see if it changes as it goes through. Yeah, you're just coming into your power, Cancer, and you're understanding that how you've been limiting how you've been limiting yourself with your limiting beliefs about yourself. And then as far as the theme in all this, 5 of Scrolls, so 5 of Swords. Yeah, okay, so 5 of Swords, there's a lot of people read it like as a grief, or not grief, a loss card. And it can be a loss that, you know, you lost out and how you did this, or not how you did this, but like, you know, trying to please other people, you know, has been a loss because that's not your place right now. But I feel like a lot of times 5 of Swords can also be a matter of putting in, especially with that one, fighting a losing battle with this energy of, well, I'm just going to fight it anyways. Even if I know it's a losing battle, I'm going to have integrity and do what I have conviction for. Like, I'm going to stand up for what I have conviction for, what I'm bringing forward. Some of you guys, it could be verbal, mental, you know, putting down your boundaries, even if no one's really hearing them, putting down who you are, even if no one's hearing it. A lot of times it can also be kind of a obsessive energy of, I'm going to do it because I need to put my thing there. But in this reading, I don't feel like it's so much obsessive as much as this is what you need to be doing. You need to be so willing to fight for yourself that even if it's a losing battle, you believe in you know? So I don't really feel like, I mean, and so even if you feel diversity, you don't change your mind. You don't change things up, you know, because you have the commitment. You have this new connection to yourself, this new understanding of who you are, even emotionally, intuitively, and who you want to be and what your fingerprint looks like, that you're not gonna stand for anything else other than what the universe has for you, without any, you know, like I said, fears that, you know, you're a burden or anything like that. You have no fear of doing the 7, being the 7, or going the 7 of Pentacles and working through old things. Like, by that point, like, it's like you're gonna have no fear in that. Or, and some of you are already there of like, you're taking this energy, this creative, passionate energy, and saying, no, I gotta work on this. I gotta go here. It might look ugly, or it might be scary because of, you know, past words that you've heard or said to yourself, but you do it out of love for yourself, and you take that. You grow in love for yourself. Let's take a look at current blocks for you, Cancer. Spirit guide, you know. So in regards to the candle and the beads, yeah, it's again, it's thinking like, is this really in the way? Are the beads in the way, or is the candle in the way? And understanding that maybe neither is really in the way, and it's just a matter of what purpose you have and who are you trying to please in that, you know? Once you're honest with yourself and all that, you can make your decisions correctly, true to yourself. Spirit guide, universe, what message do you have for Cancer for the month of August in regards to the vision and the readings so far? What's their current block? What's their block? What's their current block keeping them from being their highest version of their self? Their highest self. What's their block? Okay, so, okay, the Eight of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Chariot card. Yeah, I feel like it's like, so Eight of Cups is moving on from something, that's no longer serving you, that you're done with the cycle. And a lot of times with this card is like with the hope, like you're not moving on like, oh, this is done, but like moving on like, no, this is what I want. Like I have a purpose and it wasn't here. Knight of Cups is movement in the emotional and intuitive. And it's very much like heart on your sleeve energy. A heart in your sleeve, you know, go for your passions, go with gusto in that way. Hold on, there's another way to read this right now. Okay, I feel like there's a group of you. There is one group of you, or somebody out there, that you might be dealing with a Knight of Cups person. And I feel like this cup, like this is looking backwards. So the Knight, usually you want to be moving forward, and this is going backwards. So you get tripped up in your voyage leaving. You have been, at least block-wise. Because you have somebody that keeps sampling or keeps commenting and keeps talking about and maybe building up or maybe building down, I'm not sure, these cups that you're trying to leave. So they keep like looking at this old stuff that you're leaving, and they keep being like, some of them it's, oh, okay, this isn't good enough. And so even if you are trying to leave, it goes to a place of, okay, I need to please them, instead of, I already believe this isn't good enough, or not good enough, but this isn't for me. Let me go forward. And then there's another part where it's like you're dealing with someone. So they're either, like I said, talking crap about this, or they're saying good things about it as you're trying to move. And so you keep saying, is it, maybe I'm not supposed to leave. And so it's like, you've been having a really hard time leaving, and understanding that ultimately you do your path. You decide if you're going here or here. There's no like gray area of, you know, like you try to please you, and you need to understand that this person is outside of you. So if you've already made that decision, if you already have come to a place to show self-respect and embrace your inside self, embrace yourself, it doesn't matter what this person can say or not say. You need to make your decision for you, Because what keeps happening is I feel like letting light show onto these cups through here, and this is like the other person's world. And then when that light shows on here, you see this in a different light, but that doesn't mean it's for you. That just means that in their world and their realm, this looks like it could be either viable or it shows it the way they see it. And you keep looking at your stuff the way they see it instead of the way you see it. Even if you agree or in agreement, like I said, if it is an agreement situation, then you start thinking, oh, well, this is going to be for them. And you start leaving. You start losing sight of this and you just start going. You lose your goal that it's for yourself, for your version of you. I hope that's making sense for you guys. Because the Chariot is about having the direction, being able to change. I mean, heck, the Chariot is Cancer's card. So it's like, this is who you need to be to know that you have that option. You have that ability to guide your life and to say, this is where I'm going and this is where I'm not going and all that. But it's like, this keeps making you stay back here to where you're not getting here. So it's a matter of stop, allowing this energy to affect you. Even, again, like I said, even if it's right, you can't make your decisions based off of it. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because you're supposed to be there. And you're supposed to understand your power. You don't go and get powered by this person. You go and walk into your own power, knowing that you can do this, whether this person was here or not. Whether they're validating you or making you question your decisions. Either way, as far as the theme of this block is the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords, yeah, moving on, moving, leaving a pathway, or not a pathway. I guess for some of you guys it's a pathway. But a verbal or mental pattern, a way of thinking. Some of you it's just leaving, and maybe you're leaving on a trip. Maybe in order to get away from this, there is going to be a trip involved. But in general, it's mentally making that step to leave this energy and to leave for you. Make your choice. Like usually the Six of Swords card has somebody else in the boat. So a lot of times guiding and taking them, and it's like there's passengers. This is just one person. This is telling you you are your own person. You don't leave because you have this help. You leave as you, and you get so grounded in your convictions in this, in your hope, in what you're seeking in yourself, that it doesn't matter what this is here, that you don't even see this. That it doesn't affect anything. But it's because you're the one driving. Again, if you're in this energy of going to a place of thinking, I'm such a burden, when you don't think you're driving anymore, then you start putting so much credit on this person, and you start crediting all your life choices to this person, that you lose your own anonymity, but whatever, value in your own life. You stop being the driver in that, and you're supposed to be the driver. You're going to be the driver. You lead the horses. He has his own horse. He let him worry about that. You are the one that does this. But you have to understand that you're the one that's leaving. It's not you do this and then you see that and then suddenly you think that you have to have approval. Because even, like I said, even if that approval agrees with you, if you get sucked into that, it starts taking you to a place of taking away the glory from you and your path and where you've come, and making it about the other person, that person, or other people in general. And that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take this opportunity and literally hold it and know that like this is so much for you that you don't even have to grab it, and it's just going to float there for you, because this is your destiny. But you have to have the intention of it. You have to have the intention and know that this is made for you. I hope that resonates for you guys. So yeah, if that resonated, well, okay, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys who are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Also, if you feel compelled to share, please do. That really helps my channel. It's amazing. All of you guys that have been doing that. Also, what was I going to say? Like I said, I'll put the decks in the description below. And then as far as the eye can see, that's not what I really am trying to say. As far as, yeah, so if it did resonate for you, I would suggest you check out the link on Patreon. That way you can access all of my extended readings. And again, the extended reading for this one is going to be a general action plan based off of what we've seen so far, a love, past, present, future, take a look into into your past person and the new person coming in, or just that new energy you're attracting. And then a look at your love action plan, whether that is love to bring in love that you're looking at specifically, or to bring in loving energy and allow that to manifest for you so that you can be attracting more higher vibrational energies. So yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And yeah, all right, thanks.